Hey fam, so this story that I am about to narrate for you will be the last story of my hospital series. And if you ever want to go actually read the stories, all you have to do is go to Reddit and then go to the username of wildcat_co, and I will have it linked in the description, but they are the ones who actually wrote the entire thing. So if you want to watch the video and read along or just read the stories, go ahead. It's hard to write this. It's hard to believe that it actually happened, but here it goes. Cody and I peeked our heads out and saw that no one was around. We're clear. Let's go. We bolted down the corridor, turning left, then right, then left again. It was this part of the plan that made all those hallway walks worth it. These halls were second nature to us now, so there was no need to pause or second guess our movements. We made it to the stairwell in no time. We quickly tried to open the door, but it was locked. And simultaneously, the alarm went off. "Fuck!" Cody shouted. "What do we do now?" I'm really sorry, guys." We both turned around to see Frank. We turned to look at each other in disbelief. I put my hands up as I tried to reason with him. "Frank, come on, it's us, Anna and Cody." "Yeah, Frank, we're your friends." I know, but it's not up to me." Frank lifted his arms to grab us, but quickly put his palms to the side of his head. I felt a tingle in the back of my head. Time for plan B. It was Sally. I grabbed Cody's hand and ran past Frank. "Come on, we have to go to plan B." We were making our way to our next destination, but saw a few orderlies in the hallway we needed to get to. We quickly hid in one of the rooms close to us. Do you think they saw us?" "I don't think so. We would hear them coming." We both caught our breath. "What do you think happened to Frank?" "It was Sally." "How was it Sally?" "They got in my head, Cody. But Sally protected me. She's able to enter into anyone's mind. She came to me and stopped them from getting any more info from me. She probably went into Frank's head to stop him from hurting us. One day, you're going to have to explain all of this to me better." "I will." I cracked open the door and saw the orderlies were gone. But Nurse Maddox and the doctor were in their place. They started walking towards us. "Shit, be quiet, they're coming." "They have to be close. They couldn't have gone far. Definitely not off this floor." "Nurse Maddox, what makes you an expert on what those two lovebirds are capable of doing?" The doctor even spoke to Nurse Maddox in a condescending tone when alone with her. "What are you talking about, doctor? Are you aware that Miss Taylor's and Mr. Kent's relationship has reached a physical level?" "No, I was not." Embarrassment filled her words. "Well then, that proves my point that you have no bearings on the current situation, do you?" They walked past the room we were hiding in and continued down the hall. After a few moments, I peeked outside the door. "The coast is clear. Ready?" "Ready." We sped down and took a left at the end of the hallway. We opened the door and ran down the stairs. This was farther than we had ever gone. This turned out to be a problem. "Shit! It only goes down to the second floor!" "We'll have to take our chances, won't we?" Cody was right. There was no way I was going back to the third floor. He opened the door, took my hand. Nothing could have prepared us for what was on the second floor. Every room was filled with the patient. Each room had an observation window. We saw one patient tied to his bed, and it looked like he had been there a while, without anyone taking care of him. He had a remote in his hand, which I assumed gave him the food that would go down the tube connected to his mouth. I saw tears on his cheeks. Another was a woman whose room was filled with televisions. I only saw static, but I knew she must have seen something more than that because it looked like she ripped out her eyes at some point. She was on her bed, giggling to herself. There was a boy, probably in his early teens, was in his room, pressing a button and receiving some liquid intravenously. Judging by his reaction, it had to be drugs. The next room over was a man, tied to his chair, getting electroshocked. It was easy to put 2 and 2 together. The boy was shocking the man to get relief. A woman was lying dead in one of the rooms. She had slit her wrists with a piece from the broken mirror over the sink. The patients couldn't see us. If they could, they would have probably asked for our help. But nothing. The windows were probably one-way mirrors. They looked like lab rats, all part of their very own lab experiment. We heard the alarm continuing to ring off in the distance. There didn't seem to be any nurses, techs, orderlies, or doctors on this floor. Probably all up on the 3rd, I thought. Looking around, I was in complete shock. Maybe we should... No, Anna, we can't. Come on, let's find another set of stairs. Cody wrapped his arm around my waist and guided me down the hallway. I stopped, looking in the rooms after I saw a morbidly obese man lying on his bed, dead, with his stomach cut open and his insides spilling out. It was too much. I needed to focus. We followed the exit signs to another stairwell. After what felt like an eternity, we reached the bottom of the stairs to the 1st floor. This is it. Cody couldn't hide his excitement. This should open to the observation part of the emergency, if I remember properly. He opened the door to find the floor having the same plan as the 2nd and 3rd. Patient rooms, only these ones were empty. Definitely not emergency. What? We went into the closest room with a window. The room was empty with a pile of dirty mattresses stacked in the corner. There's still one more floor? Of course. Great. The fucking ground floor. I felt like an idiot. I turned to face the doorway. Okay, one more to go. There was no one on this floor. The room had leftover equipment, chairs, and beds. It looked like things hadn't been touched in years. I saw a mouse scurry across the floor. I definitely felt that I was being watched, though. You're almost there, Anna. Keep going. Sally again. We found the main stairs that were next to the elevators. I think these are the stairs that take us to the entrance. The doors to leave emergency will be to the right of the elevators. I recollected how it looked when I first was brought in. It felt like ages ago. Then it hit me. I might actually leave this hellhole. The elevator doors opened. I looked around to see if there was anything I could use as a weapon. But no luck. Cody's put me behind him to be protected. But who's going to protect you, I thought. We braced ourselves, and I prepared for the worst. It was Noel. He had blood on his hands and hospital gown. His face actually looked normal, much better than he did the last time we saw him. Why are you guys just standing there? Let's go! He pushed right past us and opened the door to the stairs. How did you... Sally. Noel and I smiled at one another as we made it to the bottom of the stairs. Okay, you guys really need to explain this better to me as soon as we're out of here. The door had a sign displaying This is it. We made it. All 3 of us were grinning. I had a few tears leave my eyes. Noel opened the door and Frank was standing there, covered in blood. Like Noel. He was holding a knife. He stabbed Noel in the chest 4 times, pushing him backward. Cody and I retreated into the stairwell. Frank left the knife and Noel. He was still standing, his eyes open wide, unable to speak. I'm sorry, guys. Sally wasn't strong enough. Frank stated, walking towards us. Noel fell to the ground at my feet. I reacted quickly. I grabbed the knife out of his chest, lunged at Frank, and slit his throat. Blood was spraying everywhere. Frank grabbed at his throat, choking on blood. I'm sorry, Frank. I had to say it. I knew it wasn't him that killed Noel. But I had to get out of here and stop this shit from happening again to someone else. As Frank hit the floor, Cody took the knife from me, gave me a reassuring smile, threw it away from us, and we left the stairwell. It was a small walk to the emergency doors. There were people on this floor. The same people that were there when I was brought in. They didn't move from where they were. They just stared at us in awe. Complete shock filled all of their face. It could have been all of the blood on us that was causing this reaction, but somehow I knew it wasn't. With our hands held tight, we walked right through the doors. As soon as we passed the threshold, the sunlight hit us. My eyes burned. I covered them with my arm. I turned to Cody. We both started laughing and crying, hugging each other, jumping in circles. We did it! We fucking did it! I know, I can't believe. In mid-sentence, I felt a hand grab my arm and pull me backwards, back into the Royal Vic. It was dark again. No. I was out. I was screaming and thrashing around. I couldn't see anything. My eyes were filled with tears. My mind filled with anger and confusion. I got out. Cody! He can't hear you, Miss Taylor. He's out in the real world now. I looked up. It was the doctor. What do you mean, the real world? You see, Miss Taylor, we were never able to penetrate Cody's mind as we did yours. That's why we weren't able to pull him back. I am delighted with all this new information I have, because now I know that once we penetrate a patient's mind, we can always bring them back. Bring them back where? Here, the Royal Victoria Hospital, of course. Now we know you can never leave. And we can continue our research for as long as it takes. No, you can't. This can't be. I continued shouting and flailing around. I felt a pinch in my neck and black surrounded my vision. They keep trying to mess with my head, change the story around, add new people, remove others. But I wrote it all down, and I tell them the true story every time they try to tell me otherwise. I get sent to be experimented on a lot more, but I don't care. Sally is presently in a locked room, being studied on. She visits me from time to time. Cody is out there somewhere, living a real life. Although I always wonder why he didn't come back for me. Maybe he can't. We don't have to stay only on the 3rd floor anymore, because we can't leave. They said a sense of freedom to move around puts the patients in a better mood. What that really means is that us lab rats give better results when we think that we're actually human to them. I found a broken window on the 5th floor. During quiet time today, I'm going to take the notebook and throw it out the window. I know the outside exists. I hope it reaches someone. If you're reading this, I need your help. We need your help. More and more people show up all the time.
Please come save us.